going to get Proverbs 3 and 31, and we're going to bring out what happens to us when we continue to follow behind these other nations, right? It destroys us. We thought that if we go to church, right, that is a teaching from another nation, right? The white man, right? That teaches us white supremacy, right? And because we followed behind that, we became destroyed. We thought if we bow down to a rock, we will become a better person. That's right. But continue to destroy us, right? That's the teaching from the Arabs, right? These are none of our people. You got it?
God. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
So first off, it says envy. Envy means, right, do not be jealous. We became jealous of their way of life, right? Envy not who?
Not the oppressor.
The oppressor, right? We're the only nation of people who've been bamboozled to think that we should be cool and love our oppressor.
Right.
Every other nation, when they've been oppressed by our people, they don't follow behind them, right? But we the only ones believe we're supposed to love our oppressor. They teach that to blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people.
Right.
But they don't even live that way, right? We gotta see that, right? What the scriptures say again, read it from the top.
God, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
All the things that we think that can get us out of our conditions, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, right? Drug dealing, going to these institutions, they are the ways of the oppressor. All those ways of life is the way of our oppressor. No matter we continue to do it, we still in these conditions. Alright? I'm gonna show you why. It's a problem when we do these things. It's a problem when we, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people do these things because God set up a certain way we should live. Right? The Christian church has taught us that we are not different from everybody.
Right.
That's what the Christian church is taught. Let me get you right? The Christian church has taught us that we're not different from everybody. We all the same. Right? It's okay to love everybody. But I'm going to show you what the scriptures say. Right? Because with the Christian church, they teach blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people that this book is our history book.
Real quick. And I'll be real quick. What the brother is saying, absolutely dynamic, right? Who really wants to be like our oppressor anyway?
Right.
Our oppressor is nothing but a beast.
That's
you
right.
understand? An absolute brute beast. Allow me to explain. Does anybody know how the animals live? Does anybody know how the beasts live? Beasts don't care who they have sex with. Beasts don't care where they lay their head.
Right.
A beast will sleep in its own piss and its own defecation. Well, that's our oppressor.
Right.
That's who we envy.
That's right.
We envy someone who does not care if he washes his tail at night.
That's right.
We envy someone who doesn't care if he has sex with children.
That's right.
That's who we envy.
Right.
In the animal kingdom, did you know male animals dominate other male animals for power and control? Well, guess what, black man? Our oppressor, the white man, had sex with black men and abused black men. You understand? Sexually during the times of slavery.
That's right.
For power and control.
Right.
Our oppressor is nothing but a brute beast. Don't
right.
you ever envy a beast like that. Don't you ever envy a man like that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Give it up for the office. Deuteronomy 7 and 6 for me.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Holy means separate, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, we are separate. I know the rest of the world has taught us that we are at the bottom, right? The rest of the world has taught us that we are all equal. But in fact, the scripture says what?
For thou art an holy people
We are a holy people. Continue reading.
unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God. Right? That is our God. Continue reading.
God, the Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people.
See, this is the thing, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. The world has continuously told us that nobody would choose us, right? Every other nation goes out here and try to find a way to find and love our God. But I'm here to tell you that our God chose us, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. We was the first pick. We the ones that's been chosen, right? We don't need to love all these other nations because who all these other nations, right, who they try to trick us to serve, the God of this Bible, the God of this Bible is for blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. He chose us. Continue reading.
A special people unto himself.
We are a special people, right? No matter what you see on TV, right? How they always degrade us, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. How they tell lies about our Issachar brothers at the border coming to America and destroying America. That's not the case. God said we are special, right? Unto him. Right? And this is the thing. We are deciding to follow behind these oppressors, right? And not understanding that we are special. We're supposed to be separate, right? Let me get you Psalms 83, right? Give me Psalms 83 and 2, right? And this is a big deal because everybody's come out here and say we should love every nation, right? Every nation didn't have part in our destruction. Every nation, right, don't have, it's just the white man. No, it's every single nation. They are our enemies. People who oppress another nation of people are our enemies. But the Christian church taught us that we should all hold hands. How you hold hands with your enemy?
That's right. That's right.
So we're gonna break it down. We understand out here in the world, if somebody your enemy, you ain't never gonna be cool with them. But for some reason, because we go to church on Sundays, we believe we're supposed to be cool with these enemies. Right? And I'm gonna break it down. You got Psalms 83.
God, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult. You know what a tumult is? A big gathering, right? They in commotion. They having a commotion. They got to gather.
Right.
Continue reading.
God, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They that hate thee, right? These other nations that hate blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, right? Every time you look on the news, they talking about blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, the things we can't do right? All they want to do is push a narrative that we ain't nothing, right? They hate thee. Continue.
God, they have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel. And this is the important word, crafty counsel. You know what a crafty counsel is? Telling blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people that our King, Christ, that our God, right, is white. So we go around our life thinking that in order for us to be better, right, we think white is right. That already destroyed us as a young people, right? Going into the church, realizing everybody from the scriptures and everybody out this Bible was white. But that's not the case. That's crafty counsel. Because in fact, everybody in the Bible is black. They're like you, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. Continue reading.
God, against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Go ahead.
God, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against me.
So confederate, right? Confederate mean when they all get together, right? They sign it. So understand this, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. When you look at the world, they fight over land, oil, every single thing, right? Territories. But you know one thing? All these nations got together and said, no, we're going to make an agreement on it, right? And we're going to go to each and every nation, right? They decided that they're going to make an agreement on doing what? Read it again.
God, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom.
So all these other nations got together and they've been confederate to cut Israel off from being a nation. All of them is in works, right, to destroy blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. It's right here in the scriptures. We didn't write this. This been written, right? Continue reading.
God, the tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom, right? That's the so-called white man, the devil, right? Continue reading.
God, and the Ishmaelites.
The Ishmaelites, the ones, right? The Arabs, right? We serve their God, right? And Muslims, right? The Arabs, they in this meeting too. Continue reading.
Of Moab.
Moab, that's the Chinese. When we always go to the Chinese spot, that nation also signed this agreement to destroy our people. Continue reading.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes, guess what? Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, you know, the people, you know, what they call, when they Pan-Africanists, guess who that is? Guess who that's Africans, right? We all, our blacks, Hispanics love to talk about, right, coming back to the Africans, right, our motherland. The Africans signed this treaty, right, and they became confederate with them too. Continue reading, we not black, we not African.
Jabal and Ammon.
And Jabal, right? That's Africans again. Who is it? Ammon. That's Japanese. Continue reading.
And Amalek.
And Amalek, that's the Jewish man, right? All these nations got together and decided that they wanted to destroy us as a people. It's right here in the scriptures, right? And you only going to get that in the ISUPK under Command of General Your Honor.
That's right.
This is stuff that the Christian church never brought out.